Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you through the chair. My goal was to keep the MZO issue and this issue separate, but since a couple of the delegates tonight have kind of merged it together and questioned myself and other councillors on it, I am going to include that portion of my speech in here. So please bear with me. This is going to take some time, and I appreciate your quorum while I'm speaking. All right, so here we go. I don't want to take too much of your time explaining all the reasons behind my decision to vote in favor of the MZO. I've already provided a detailed 10-minute explanation during a past council and committee meeting where I went into specifics about my initial vote to support the MZO. If anyone in attendance or viewing from home wishes to get a copy of that speech, please contact me and I will provide it. However, there are two major issues I need to address. First is there's a narrative being spread out through our county that approving the MZO is not what our county wants. And furthermore, that the MZO was a major consideration for the majority of Haldimand County residents during previous elections. I understand that many people, and especially in attendance here today, and in our county as a whole, are passionate about this issue. And I respect that. I value the opinions of our residents, and I believe it or not, I do consider them. However, I base my decisions more on facts than on opinions. Thankfully, we have access to these facts, and I would like to share some of them with you now. A significant part of this narrative is that there were 3 elections won on the platform of being against the MZO. While I acknowledge that our MPP, Bobby Ann Brady, our Mayor Shelley Ann Bentley, and our Ward 4 Councillor Marie Traynor all opposed the MZO and won their elections. It's also important to acknowledge that Councillor Patterson, Councillor Metcalf, Councillor Lawrence, and Councillor Shurton, who all supported the MZO when voting in favor of it last term, all re-won their seats. During my campaign, I was asked if I support the MZO, and I provided an answer in support of it. So to bring some clarity to this narrative, 5 elections were won by candidates in support of the MZO, and 3 elections were won by those who oppose it. I don't even know how that's possible. But now, to address the idea that the major concern of the majority of Haldimand residents is the MZO. If we acknowledge the fact that our MPP won on a platform of direct opposition to the MZO, then we must address the fact that our MPP did not receive the majority of votes in Haldimand County. The numbers show that Haldimand overall voted in favor of our former Mayor Ken Hewitt, who supported the MZO. I am just stating facts. Look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers. You haven't looked at the numbers clearly. If the MZO was a major issue for the majority of Haldimand residents, it's hard to see how former Mayor Ken Hewitt would have won our county by over 1,400 votes. Now, looking at the mayoral election, our current mayor, who is opposed to the MZO, received 4,760 votes out of a possible 40,868 eligible votes. This means our mayor received 11% of the possible votes in this county, which cannot be considered and especially not claimed as a majority. These numbers matter. They are very important to consider when making our decisions. And that is why I've struggled with this narrative that I'm not representing my ward when voting in favor of the MZO. Looking at the numbers, the fact of the matter is Ward 6 voted in favor of Mayor Ken Hewitt in both the provincial and mayoral elections. That is the truth. How can I go back to my ward and say I voted against the MZO when my ward voted for candidates who supported the MZO in the last 3 elections? I can't do that, and I won't do that. My job is to be the voice of my ward, and it's clear from the election results and the numbers and the facts that they are not opposed to the MZO. The next issue that I need to address, and this one is very important to me, is this growing narrative that by voting in favor of the MZO means myself or my fellow councillors are corrupt, paid off, or in the pocket of developers. This is simply not true. I vote based on what we believe is best for Dunnville with careful consideration and due diligence. I find these accusations deeply troubling. If you know me, you know how hard I work for my hometown and how passionate I am to represent it. My dedication to Dunnville is unwavering. I've always put my heart and soul into representing and supporting my community, and I would never jeopardize that and the trust of my hometown that has placed in me. I work hard. I juggle 2 jobs, and after this meeting, I don't head on a carefree summer recess. I wake up tomorrow and I go to work. The notion that I would take the easy way out is deeply hurtful and unfounded. Furthermore, baseless accusations such as these not only harm us as individuals, but also degrade our public discourse. Such falsehood and lies create a negative culture that undermines the integrity of our discussions. We must strive for a community where truth and respect prevail, not baseless comments behind a keyboard. However, if you still have doubts of my integrity, we do have a system in place where you can file a formal complaint with our integrity commissioner, and they will conduct a thorough investigation. I welcome this process because I have nothing to hide, and I'm confident in my actions and my character. That is my point on the MZO, and I'm going to now discuss the vote that we have here tonight. I would like to actually make a positive note. It is great to see how aware people are of the importance of this democratic process. Not only are people aware of this, but the residents of Haldimand County are passionate about expressing it. And the debate around this decision has really highlighted that. However, I think that there has been something lost. Just like our MPP, everyone on this council was voted in. We sit here with the full intention of representing our constituents to the best of our abilities and to make decisions that will benefit them. In saying that, I find the real question in front of me today is how can I best represent my constituents in the matter of trying to ensure funding from the current provincial government for a monumental trilateral water infrastructure project. I believe that my constituents and those of Haldimand County want us to do our best to accomplish this. This project would not only positively affect our constituents' water rates, but also provide substantial revenue for the county. This revenue can be used to offer better services and amenities for everyone. We also have the opportunity to strengthen our relationship between Haldimand and our 2 next door neighbors, Norfolk and Six Nations. It is clear that this is a very important project and a huge win for the county. I know the best way to serve my constituents is to make sure this project happens. The best strategy to accomplish this is to show a strong, unified front between the 3 municipalities when meeting with the provincial government, especially when requesting such a significant amount of support. And based on today's discussions, the MPP statements, answers to my questions, which although due to the interruptions I think may have not been clear, were intended to get clarification on her overall level of support of this current council. I think her answers combined with her recent public criticism of this council, as well as her baseless accusations that we are voting based on anything other than what was stated publicly, our MPP has proven that she is not fully supportive of this council and does not represent that much needed strong united front. Because of this, I believe we as elected Haldimand County councillors have a better chance of getting the funding for this infrastructure project without our MPP's presence, and therefore I will be doing what is best for my constituents and supporting the motion to request our MPP not to attend the delegations. Thank you.